What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's fight between Beneil Dariush and Benoit Saint-Denis, UFC 322. But guys, before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly to help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it. We got a fun, action-packed fight between two guys who are what you would consider submission specialists, but both pack explosive knockout power in their own rights. Guys who have, they've been up and down. They've had the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, and they're really trying to get themselves back into title contention. You have Dariush, who has been around for such a long time, has had a habit of, in the bigger moments of getting clipped, getting knocked out. But, he's always just kind of been in the thick of it. He can kind of just do it all. He's the definition of a true mixed martial artist. He's not the fastest starter. It takes some time for him to kind of slow the fight down, start working out his game plan, and just kind of start picking his opponents apart. He's very unorthodox, fights weird, phenomenal wrestling, and he just has a habit of being able to just break his opponents, slow the fight down, make them pay. And he's a guy who he's not gonna blow you away in any specific part of mixed martial arts, but the way that he blends it all together it's just beautiful. But at 36 years old, he's taken some damage. Yeah, he is coming off of the win over Moicano, a fight where, he got clipped early and then really had to dig deep and grind his way to a victory. And before that, he had the fight with Arman Sarukian where we saw how that ended very quickly, got dispatched. He had the fight with Charles Oliveira where he didn't look good from the jump, and Oliveira took complete advantage of that. But before that, man, Beneil Dariush was a guy everybody was talking about. He was dispatching everybody. He was about, like a 6-7 fight win streak. Beating guys like Jakar Close, Tony Ferguson, Thiago Moises, Carlos Diego Fajeda. He was really putting him, just racking up wins. Drew Dober. And, so just the story of Benny, it's just ups and downs, ups and downs. He's always just kind of on that cusp of a title shot, but just hasn't really been able to quite reach it. But a solid victory here over, the younger, still up-and-coming guy in BSD, a submission specialist in his own right, a berserker, a guy who starts fast, a polar opposite on how Dariush starts his fights. And that is something that I think is something to note in this fight, because you have BSD, who is he is a berserker. March forward, tries to just kill his opponent. Sense of urgency, throws a lot, mixes it up very well. Started off his UFC career, he got, who was it that he lost to? I think, but he got whooped at welter. It was a welterweight debut, went down to lightweight, and then rattled off 5 victories in a row, all by finish. Guys like Ishmael Bonfim, Thiago Moises, who was the other guy? Matt Frivola, right? And it kind of put him in this position where he was the dude that everybody was kind of talking about. Earned himself a shot against Dustin Poirier, which I think it was pretty sure like a title eliminator fight, right? Poirier was able to take advantage of the over-aggressiveness of BSD. Dustin was able to really slow the fight down and pick him apart, got the victory. Then he came back, had the fight with Moicano where, Moicano smashed him. He was able to just kind of... BSD threw a very heavy body kick, and the way that Moicano was able to kind of counter that into a takedown, and then just gave BSD no real answer after that. Well, no real, opportunity after that. Just completely capitalized and smashed him, right? Everybody was off the BSD train from that point on. But then took some time off, came back, had the Kyle Prepelec fight where he just kind of went out there, did what he was supposed to do, got the stoppage victory. But most recently, his fight with Mauricio Rufy, man, was kind of really just showed that he's kind of got that confidence back. He's got his swagger back. And he went out there because, Rufy was the guy everybody was talking about. Part of the Fighting Nerds team. He had the Bobby Green knockout victory. He was really looking like just a dangerous contender up and coming in the lightweight division. And BSD's like, watch this wrestling. Oh, yeah, you have good striking? Watch this grappling. Went out there and just broke the guy. absolutely broke Rufi to put himself right back into that position. So now you have Dariush, you have um, Saint-Denis, who are both really one fight away. This fight right here is what's going to push them, I mean, really back into that conversation of a title fight. And the loser, kind of gatekeeper position, probably, right? It's going to kind of just show that they're that guy who everybody's going to have to go through to prove that they are UFC caliber, that they are here to stay, so to speak, right? And I think the aggressiveness of BSD is going to pay off because of how slow and cold that Dariush usually starts. I think Saint-Denis is going to be able to catch Dariush early and maybe even get a first round stoppage, maybe drop him and sub him, or get, a TKO victory in the first round. Now, if he doesn't get that knockout in the first round, I can see Dariush going in rounds 2, rounds 3, grappling, making it hard, getting it against the fence, and really just throwing a lot at BSD to really make it a tougher fight. So I'm really curious just to see, So I think early on, I think Saint-Denis gets it done by stoppage. But if we get out of the first round, whole different fight, whole different scenario. So I'm very interested. Guys, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Do you guys have Saint-Denis? Do you guys have Beneil Dariush? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on the matter. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.